Welcome back to the awesome draft league. Week 8. We've managed to get all the way to week 8. Our opponent this week will be Bowman from the Florida Farmings. You will know him from previous appearances on this channel. He was teammate. He was my teammate in the previous draft league I uploaded on this channel. The one with the corrupted videos, unfortunately. He uploaded the rest of what he still had on his channel, so if you want to watch that, you can go and do that there. It still isn't going to be complete, however. Unfortunately. Anyway. He has... Let's go over his team. He has a Dragapult, which... I don't think I need to explain much about Dragapult. It's really fast, has some... As infiltrator, so it can get past screens. It has a really deep move pool. The only issue it does have is power. But it doesn't need power if it's just cleaning or providing utility for its team a few turns. Pokeball, one of the really good win condition. At the moment, Aqua Step boosts speed every time it hits. Moxie boosts attack every time it kills something. So Quackawall will absolutely snowball out of control if left alone too long, which is bad. It also has Encore apparently. Didn't know that. It can heal itself with Roost. I know it has Roost somewhere. I thought it did. What? Oh yeah, there it is. I was just blind. Has Ice Spinner for great coverage. It's overall just a fantastic Pokemon. Grafaiai, one of the best support Pokemon at the moment. Has Prankster, which is already a fantastic ability to have. Besides that, it has a fantastic selection of moves to use with Prankster. It has Parting Shot for instant momentum. It has a few Pokemon to still have Toxic available. It has U-Turn, it can Taunt. It has Knockout with Encore. Bowman made a really impressive use of Encore before to just shut down opponents and change momentum over to his side. It has Switcheroo, it has Super Fang. And it's not even that bad of an offensive Pokemon. I mean, 95 is not bad, it's not great, but it's not bad, and it has Swords Dance. And Gong Shot is really powerful as a move, though it doesn't have Return. Well, Return doesn't exist anymore. But I thought there was something else that Grafaiai doesn't have that I was really confused about. Slitherwing. The arguably worst version of Volcarona in the metagame, but not bad by any means. It has really high attack stats, fantastic bulk, defense is okay, which like there's a really good stat spread distribution. It can increase its attack even further with photosynthesis, attack, or speed. Well, actually, mostly just probably is going to increase its attack. It's going to be really hard for Bowman to have speed be the highest stat over attack, considering and most investment. Yeah, 56 already going to put it over. So it's most likely going to be attack boost, even if it even is boost energy, because Slitherwing makes way better use of other items. It has Flare Blitz from States of Volcarona, it has Close Combat, Bulk Up, Earthquake, fantastic bulky sweeper. Gastrodon, one of the most effective walls in the game, tanks, walls, whatever you want to call it. It has both entry assets now, it got Spikes, it got those, it has Stealth Rock, it has Recover, Water Ground is a really dangerous, really strong defensive typing. It has immunity to water thanks to Storm Drain, and only one weakness in grass. Gardevoir, it has Trace, which could turn into problems. It's a really effective Scarfer, nice move pool. Only not really good special attack. The rest of the stats are okay. I mean, yeah, it has aged a bit. Fair enough. Arcanine, really good utility Pokemon. It can be run either offensively or defensively. Intimidate is always a great ability. Flash Fire gives it fire immunity, but Intimidate is just so much better. It has fantastic physical move pool with extreme speed, close combat, Fire Blitz for stab, Psychic Fangs to remove screens, play rough. But also has Morning Sun, Will-O-Wisp, and War, so it can still run a really potent defensive set, and its stats really lend themselves to either method. Like it has enough bulk to run defensive, specifically physically defensive sets. Espeon mostly messes with entry hazards. Magic Bounce is can bounce them back. I don't use a lot of entry hazards. Bowman knows that. I've uploaded everything. Other than that, it has a decent special move pool. Dazzling Gleam, obviously Psychic. It got Power Gem now, but much more important, it now has access to Yawn and Wish. And every evolution got that. So Espeon can really force switches, which is really good for his team. Other than that, it's really similar to Gardevoir in terms of stat spread. It's obviously faster, but a bit frailer to compensate. Abolivia, his favorite grass type of the generation, apparently. And one of his favorites overall. I'm not hugely on board with it. It's a bulky, slow grass attacker, special attacker. It has Harvest, fantastic build, I love Harvest, and Seed Power can set up grassy terrain. Similar like how Sandaconda Sand Spit would set up Sandstorm. It has Earth Power and Dazzling Gleam as fantastic coverage options, but overall, it's a bit lacking in my opinion. Strength Sap is good, but that Pokemon not make. Reverum is it's the first Steel Poison type in the game, and immediately comes with Filter as an ability, which reduces incoming damage from super effective attacks. So it will get its opportunities to set up pretty easily. It also has a really fantastic setup move with find a Shift Gear. Speed by 2 stages and attack by 1 is really dangerous. It also has Substitute to hide behind, Gunk Shot is powerful stab, even gets Overheat because it is a car. So it makes sense. Though its special attack leaves much to be desired. Overall just a really good, tanky setup sweeper, much like Slitherwing. Though Filter, while it is reducing super effective damage, it doesn't do as much. The bulk of Reverum is not the greatest, especially on the special side. And Ground does hit quad effective, which at that point Filter can't do anything. Lastly, Pharynx, his absolute favorite Pokemon. The namesake of our of our team in the last draft. And the absolute bane of Cheryal's existence. His battle against Cheryl was dragged out so long because he had a Phalanx with Iron Defense, no retreat, and Body Press. And this thing just would not die. Its defense was just so immense that nothing could break through it anymore. It was madness. I don't think he's gonna bring it in this battle. Glade makes that much obvious. Fun Pokemon, I really like it. No retreat is a cool move, but those stats are just terrible. I'm sorry to say. Phalanx not a great Pokemon, as much as it hurts me. So yeah, he has a really fast team. He can switch between offense and defense pretty effectively. He has Pokemon that can force switches, Pokemon that can take advantage of these switches. And Bowman probably has the most Pokemon playing experience in this draft, only behind Slap. So, here's what I've come up with. Glade, first of all, is an insane offensive threat against him. He doesn't have a single dark type. He could terrestrialize into it, but there are more effective ways to terrestrialize on his team, in my opinion. Which is also why I put Choice Band on this, Choice Band Sharpness. will just absolutely mow through him. I've checked, and as long as the only Pokemon that can reliably survive one Psycho Cut, even in Psychic Terrain, is Arcanine once it dropped the attack with Intimidate. And if I haven't gotten into a sweet position, Sacred Sword does good damage against anything except the Dragapult, obviously. Leaf Blade can one-shot the Gastrodon, which is very useful, and Knockoff is just a good thing to have access to. We have Garganical. Overall, just being a good Pokemon. I did swap out Iron Defense of Stealth Rock. I do think that Bowman has too many ways to effectively remove Garganical. This even with defensive boosts. And the way how often he wants to switch, I think Stealth Rock is going to be really useful in this particular matchup. He also doesn't have a lot of ways to get rid of Stealth Rock. He does have ways, but he doesn't have a lot of them. Grimmsnarl is on his double screen shenanigans, Parting Shot 2, and Spirit Break. We might get a lucky KO on Dragapult. It lowers the attack Quackawall or Slithering. You can also do a special attack of anything that might want to switch into, like Bolivia is going to have a special attack to do God of War and Espeon. This is also going to be really cool against Grafaiai. Well, yes, Grimmsnarl is getting hit super effectively by Grafaiai's poison type attacks. Grafaiai can't do anything against Grimmsnarl. It can't Parting Shot out, it can't Toxic it, unless Bowman makes a conscious decision to not run Prankster. Because Grimmsnarl is immune to Prankster. Grafaiai isn't. So in the Prankster war, I will win. Then we have Serena. Mainly here because Quackawall and Gastrodon are both weak to it. Dropkick is gonna drop Gastrodon in one shot and Quackawall in two. This even with not a single attack investment. That is because I really need the defense investments for Quackawall. If I do end up having to answer it this way. And it's just good to have the defense investment in general. Assault Vest, so it can answer Dragapult more effective. Play Rough has coverage for that. Rapid Spin if I want to get Gastrodon stuff off my side of the field. And U-turn to maintain momentum. Serena is still very much an offensive Pokemon, despite what these stats might tell you. It's just that it's a tank. It takes a hit and counters back with something stronger. Yeah. Then we have Indeedee. Full-on support. It is meant to set up Psychic Terrain for Gallade to have Psycho Cut be even stronger. But also to set Trick Room. Bowman's team is really fast. Like Dragapult, Quackawall with its speed increase, Grafaiai's base speed is super high. I mean, Slithering and Gastrodon less so, but God of War also often scarfed. Arcanine has good speed, Espeon is really fast. Bolivia is really slow, but Reverum is increasing its speed with Shift Gear, and Phalanx probably not gonna be a factor. The two really slow, Gastrodon and Bolivia aren't gonna matter too much, like specifically Gallade, its decent special bulk can take their hits once and KO them in return. So I actively went with a full-on Trick Room team this time. Not like a gimmick like against Midmole with like one interaction. I full-on went with a Trick Room team. Every single Pokemon here has negative speed with 0 speed IVs. Other than that, Psyshock and Energy Ball. I don't think I need to explain Energy Ball. Once again, Grass Move, Gastrodon, Quackawall. Dazzling Gleam was not necessary. Dragapult is frail enough where Psyshock does enough damage to it in Psychic Terrain for it to be really scared of it. Finally, we have Sandaconda on the Shedskin set with Earthquake, Terror Blast, Rest, and Glare. That's Bowman DMing me. Glare shuts down Quackerwall or any other setup sweeper that might want to get in on Sandaconda and sees it as a good setup opportunity. Rest keeps it healthy after it fucked over or messed up setup sweepers from Quackerwall or Slithering. And then it just proceeds to click Earthquake or Fairy type Terra Blast. It's a bit of a bait. Sandaconda is very much something to bait in Quackerwall and kill it with Terra Fairy. If I don't have to, I will be very happy. Sandaconda is my main Terra target for it. If I don't have to, I will happily Terrastallize Glade into a Psychic type to make Cyber Cut even stronger. So yeah, something to note too, in regards to the Grafai Eye, I have basically no setup moves anywhere. No boosting moves, not really. Mainly because of Encore. Encore has majorly fucked many people before. I don't want to fall in the same trap. So, Bowman has already DM'd me. Hi Bowman. So I'm gonna reply to him, and then we'll see each other in the battle. See ya.